Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Thursday, but it was kind of like a slower sales day, about as slow as yesterday, which is pretty sad. Not really good full time if these like slower days happen all the time. And then when I went to sleep yesterday, there was only like 2 sales that were clocked in at that point, and one waiting for payments. But then a little bit more came in overnight, and there's like a good combo order, so like it saved it a little bit. But yeah, the first thing right here is this one is called like War Gods of Egyptus War. Sorry, I always slip over that one. Got a bunch of these at auction. No one was like bidding on this miniature game. I got about like 10 or so of these different kits. This one doesn't have the backing, but the other ones did, so I knew what like game this was from. This is like a chariot, so there's the whole on miniature that gets to go in the chariot. It is some kind of like miniature war game. I got them all for like $2 a piece. So I was like, I'll take a gamble at not knowing what that was. But this one ended up selling for $30 plus shipping. Everything's gonna be plus shipping. So ended up paying off getting those Egyptius type of miniature games. So that was pretty cool that no one was even like outbidding me on that one or even tried. So that's the only reason why I went into it. It's like, okay, I can give it a shot at $2 a piece. All right, moving along, we have Kaijudo. These are going to be 4 of the 5 demo decks. It's the dark, the light, the fire, and then the water. It's missing the earth one. I have a bunch of these. I'm actually pretty low on these. These were by Wizards of the Coast. This is supposed to be an on-ramp to Magic the Gathering card game. So this is like what kids would get into. It's very similar to Magic the Gathering, but you use the numbers thousands instead of doing like 5 or 10 damage like in Magic. And then it's a lot more simple. Like the text isn't as complicated as like a Magic card. But at some point they dropped the game. I think they still have the license, but this used to be Duel Masters. This one is their Kaijudo line, and then these end up going for $51.50. This is kind of the thing that saved, like, I would say, the whole day. It would have been more of a disaster if that didn't come in. All right, next up is going to be this right here. So this is an Eschaton board game promo pin right here. This is of the dark one. So this is going to be, I've demoed for different board game companies at conventions before. I've mentioned it in a comment a long time ago when someone said that I do well at talking about games and I should demo. It's like I have. It's generally not too worth it to demo games and stuff at a convention, unless if you really want to get out of the house. You don't get paid too much. Sometimes they don't pay for everything, so you'll still have to pay for like housing or your ticket, or you'll still have to pay for food and stuff. And then the idea is you'll get to be able to see the convention. But when you're sitting there demoing a bunch, it eats up the time. Usually these board game conventions have a time frame where you get to go into like the main exhibit hall, and then usually you're demoing during most of that, so like you don't get too much time to like explore. But if you want to get out of the house, go for it. But yeah, I've demoed for this board game before. It's a deck building game. It's like post-apocalyptic. This is just like a promo pin of the dark one, which is like the main character in the game. You're playing a bunch of cultists, or as like a cult leader with cultists, and you're trying to appease the dark one. All right, it's like a territory control game with deck building. Moving along, right here is going to be a Munchkin promo card. This is going to a repeat buyer. We were having trouble because they kept saying that they couldn't pay for some, and they wanted invoices on some of them, and other ones we could send invoices on. This is Curse, Bring Along, a Third Wheel. We shipped a bunch of these cards to them like last week, but I don't know. I'm getting tired of eBay with their weird invoice offer system where someone sends like an offer, and if you accept it, it's in this like magical area where you can't even click on because it's still considered an active item until the buyer pays. I don't know. Are there any sellers that actually like that someone else can then like swoop in and purchase an item after an offer's been made? I don't know like who is complaining about that, but I just think it's both bad for buyers and sellers. So like I feel like it helps no one. I could imagine like a seller who likes the idea of someone not paying and then someone coming in and swooping and punishing that person, but I just feel like it's not a good long-term strategy for, like I said, buyers and sellers. So $2 for this one. I relisted another one. I have a bunch of Munchkin promos. It's like a satirical card game off of Dungeons and Dragons, made by Steve Jackson Games. It's kind of their main one. They also, I also got another Steve Jackson Games thing in this moment. But we got this right here, the Rentals Music CD. Don't know too much about CDs. I'm like a broken record or a broken CD at this point, where I just talk about literally we spent $75 on a full car full of CDs. This was in, I want to say it was like end of 2020 or early 2021. It's been super good. Like I said, $75. So like this one is $9.59. Constantly selling them. Music's not my wheelhouse, but we do like media, physical media, just in general as like a category. We do think people care about it and like it. That's something that I know people in the past or just people around us that just like ignore it, think it's like junk or doesn't sell for much. But hey, we're still getting like excuse me, $5 between $25 for some of the CDs for 4 years now at this point, just constantly getting sales from it. So it's nice. All right, last up is going to be GURPS, also Steve Jackson games before they did, like when they did like the books, the fighting fantasies, they did RPGs, they've done miniature games, they have like Car Wars. There's a bunch of stuff Steve Jackson Games has done. This is the general universal role-playing game system. This is like a starter box. This one is supposed to be a basic set. It was missing some stuff, so it was missing like the dice and the rule book, but it had an adventure in there and it had a bunch of maps. And I don't think the maps were like with it, supposed to be with this set. So just whoever got it is going to get a bunch of like maps. I took pictures of everything explained in the. I just listed this recently too, about like what's included, what's missing. So yeah, and I'm going for $23.99. I think there might be some like no miniatures, but maybe there's like cardboard character cutouts for these games in this one. So I don't know too much about the GURPS other than like we'll occasionally get like bits and pieces for it and sell it. But yeah, that's it. Other than like so last night when I went to sleep, it was just the GURPS and then the CD and then the Munchkin card. So it was going to be like a actual like super disaster of a day. It's still pretty low, but then we had the $50 Kaijudo, $30 miniature, $20 pin. I think there's also something else waiting for payments. So we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow is better. Usually it's been like super good and then super bad, and then maybe next day is kind of random, and then the day after that's random again. So I'm expecting a turnaround, but it's random. I don't know. I can't control it. I'm going to be listing some stuff, and then we're going to be sending out like a bunch of offers and see how it does. All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, and subscribe to the channel. It's almost the end of the week. Hope everyone's having a good one so far.